very restful place. The second largest green space in Dublin would be the Botanic Gardens in Glasnevin, after the Phoenix Park, of course. So we're standing here at the grave of Father Francis Browne, a Jesuit. He was a real avid fan of photography. His uncle, the Bishop of Clyne, gave him a present. 2 tickets for the opening legs of the maiden voyage of RMS Titanic. He got off that ship at Queenstown, which is now Cove. He took photographs of life on the Titanic. When the Titanic sunk, hit an iceberg, it was his images that were flashed across the world. We're standing here where Maria Higgins was buried in July 1858. The funeral took place, all the details were complied with. She was buried here in this very spot. A few years later, she walked into the office of a solicitor in Nassau Street, alive and well. She had been left a lot of money in a will, but to go to her beneficiaries or to her children. And her husband decided they should get their hands on the money now. So basically, they faked her death. She went downstairs to the basement in their house in Haddington Terrace out in Dunleary. But she got fed up down there, basically hanging around in the basement for 2 years. And when she came out, she blew the whole story. She is the only person in the records of Glasnevin to have been entered twice, but actually to have died once, of course. Sir Thomas Farrell is probably the most famous Irish sculptor ever. For example, half of the monuments in O'Connell Street, those to William Smith O'Brien, Sir John Gray, they're by him. Basically, 80% of Ireland's most famous pieces of sculpture by Sir Thomas Farrell. And when he died in 1900, he was a very shy, reserved man. He is buried here, behind me, with no monument, with no statue. In fact, his name isn't even here mentioned. This is the Jones family. That would have been his mother's family. So he's buried with his mother's relations without even his name.